Ooh, welcome in. Welcome to Auntie Chats and Tarot. Welcome to all. Thank you for joining me. Thank you also for your support on this channel. I really appreciate it. Let's remember not everything's going to resonate here, but take what does. Take what helps you to help yourself and leave the rest. Here we go. So I'm doing a new read on readers' questions or situations they're in that they're needing advice on. Because I think a lot of the experiences we have are similar. So by helping this person, I hope to help others. This is in regards to living situations. Let's look closer. When I channel this energy, this situation, I feel what to consider here is, and I feel, again, this goes across the board. A lot of people can relate to this. If you keep doing something and it doesn't seem to be working out, but it seems like what society wants or society dictates or the population at large is doing, and you feel somehow obligated to do it too, but you keep doing it and it's not working, then pay attention to that. And I certainly can relate to this as well. I think a lot of people can. And consider that it might be a message from the divine or a message to you regarding whoever you believe in, a higher power trying to tell you this isn't for you. Not everybody is supposed to fit a mold. If you're a round peg trying to fit into, or a square peg rather, trying to fit into a round hole, this type of thing. You know, if you continually try and go after something and it continually eludes you and you're giving it your best and it still isn't a good fit for you, then it's something to consider that maybe it's not for you. Okay, King of Cups out here. I feel in this area, ask yourself, what is best for me? Not what other people expect, not what the societal norms are. You know, question the norms. Are the norms for you in the first place? King of Cups, be very forgiving for yourself. If you feel like you have tried so hard to fit into different situations, and it just doesn't work repeatedly, but in the process has drained you totally, okay? Consider that it might not be for you. You know, what's wrong with being just unique? You're the unicorn. You're different. Your situation is different. And also look at when you're out of those situations that you try so hard to be in and they don't work. Is there a sense of relief? Is there a sense of peace? And then ask yourself, is that where you're meant to be? In a place of peace and relief from the anguish in some place. In some cases, the anguish, the actual anguish that comes from trying so hard to be like everybody else and do what everybody else is doing. Okay? Some things to think about. And with the King of Cups out here, I feel that's definitely a sign of be easy on yourself. Be nurturing of yourself. Be the support that you're maybe looking for in other people and other situations. Be that support for you. And you're going to see things move, Chariot. But I'm hearing you're going to see things move that are meant to move for you. If you're stuck in situations that don't feel like this is where I need to be, or this is where I should be, or this feels odd altogether, this can't possibly be where I'm supposed to be, then pay attention to that, because you'll see in situations that are meant for you that they'll move. You know, they'll move serendipitously, or they'll move in a way that feels good. You feel confident, you feel comfortable, you feel secure, you feel safe. Yeah. Knight of Pentacles. I feel like some people are even getting attacked in the situations that they're trying so hard to make happen for societal norms, let's say, for an example, okay? So never put yourself in a dangerous situation. Believe in the Most High, believe in protection. Yeah, this is an example out here in the cards of what moves and what gets stuck, what barely moves and what moves for you. You know, where you are able to be transparent and things move because you're being who you are, versus staying closed in because it's what society, and I keep bringing this up, but a lot of this is based on societal norms too, this read. But the point being, decide what's best for you and then disregard what other people think is best for you. Okay? Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Because the slow moving energy is more lack. Why can't I do this? It's more criticizing yourself. Why can't I do this? You know, everybody else can. Or why is this a situation I don't enjoy every day? You know, go where there's freedom. Go where there's peace of mind, peace in your soul. Not where you're putting yourself somewhere where you're stuck. Or reliant on others, reliant on their kindness, you know, that you know intuitively isn't there in the first place, okay? So stay out of those types of situations. Now we've got the King of Pentacles out here. Yeah, it's a matter of, I think if you just break it down to the core here, the energy is you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. In fact, it's not for you what everybody else is doing. And this can apply across the board for a variety of situations. And be comfortable with that. And the knowing of that. Eight of Swords, Six of Cups. The cards are saying, you know, consider that it might be a gift to just be different versus trying to be doing what is considered normal and feeling like you're holding yourself back. What else do we have here? Five of Swords. Yeah, and also putting up with a lot of strife, a lot of conflict in situations or with others. Eight of Cups in the reverse. Knight of Swords, the Magician, with the Eight of Cups in the reverse. Believe in yourself. Believe in your unusual. What people think is unusual, you know, say it's unique. It's my magic. It's my specialty. Turn it around. Turn the dialogue around. Be in your corner. That's how we start out. The King of Cups, nurturing self, being the support you're seeking in others, be that support for you. No longer be seeking out anything from others. You know, if people come through for you, that's icing on the cake, but be there for yourself first and foremost. And there's a side note here. If you do stay in these situations that feel uncomfortable, but let's say maybe you feel more comfortable in that situation rather than any other at this time, okay? Know that you need your own little strategy about how you're perceived, because there is something natural about you that goes against the norm, goes against the grain, is, you know, traveling upstream. Goes against the flow. And so you need to know how to strategize around others who really want you to go with the flow that everybody else is going with, even though it's not for you. Or, you know, go with the grain. That's a very important piece. You've got to figure out your own customized strategy if you choose to stay in areas of your life that are more conformist, because I feel like you're capable of anything. You're capable of conforming. It just may feel very unnatural because I don't think that's necessarily your forte. But know your strategy too for the fact that that's not your forte, to conform, that you're meant to be outside the box. Know your strategy. If you choose to be in the box or outside of the box, what is your strategy? In other words, Ace of Wands, yeah. And then, it's a reminder of you're meant for following your passion. Put that at the forefront of what you're doing. Follow that. See where that leads you. Yeah, with the Magician out here, you're capable of anything. And you know this. So if you're going to stay inside the box, you have to figure out a strategy that's going to work. And if you're outside the box, same applies. You have to figure out the strategy that works for you. Okay, you've got the star out here now. So big wishes. Big wishes, the divine asks of you, focusing on the big wishes that you want. Follow those. Follow what inspires you. And all these other things will iron out. Like where you're living. You'll find your tribe. You'll find other people that are more similar to you. Other paths will smooth out, I hear, if you follow your big wishes and what inspires you, okay? So switch the focus, not so much on, let's say, for example, where am I going to live next, but what inspires me? Where do I go next as far as what my big wishes are, what I really want out of life? And the rest will work out, because as you achieve these big goals and big wishes, or get around in situations that can provide you such big goals and big wishes for you personally, so it'll be different for everybody, you'll be in settings where you aren't the square peg in the round hole, trying to fit into the round hole. They'll be in situations where you're very much in a natural flow with others who are also in that flow. Hope that's making sense. Page of Cups is out here. Yeah, you're meant to be admired for your courage, for your difference, for your unique. Yeah, the unicorn energy. You're meant to be admired for that. You're not like everybody else. That's very admirable. Get in the flow of that thinking too. The world, things are meant to change, and this could be also moving a lot and traveling a lot and being in different places and being a nomad, and be okay with that. If somebody's saying, oh no, you need to be in the same place for 20 years or, the same town or the same home, that's not your story for many of you. And you'll know. You'll know that as I'm speaking. Knight of Wands. You're too bold to be doing the same thing over and over again. And again, something that you know. Okay, what else do we have here? Final messages for our collective. And there's nothing wrong with being in the same house or the same town for 20 years, but you'll know if that's your story, and you'll know if this more outside the box, nomad energy is yours or not. King of Wands. This, I feel, is just a final reminder to know thyself. Embrace thyself. Embrace the uniqueness that is you. Embrace the difference that is you. Wow, a lot of cards coming out here. Final messages include Nine of Pentacles out here now. This could be a road you go alone most of the time, and getting to a point where you're comfortable with that. Five of Swords, you've gotten it twice. There is competitive, argumentative energy here, but let's see where we're going with that. You get it twice. Five of Wands, again, controversy. Because you are in places that you're not meant to be. You're trying to fit into places that are not for you, not for your highest good. Knight of Swords in the reverse, it makes the energy stagnant. Again, all things I think you are very aware of, resonating with as I'm speaking. Three of Cups. That's more social energy. But I feel on a social level, you put your faith in people hoping it's going to work out when you know this is not where you want to be in the first place. You're just kind of hoping it works out. But then there's chaos and there's conflict and the energy gets stagnant and you're moving from that. Take a look at the patterns I'm hearing. Take a look at the patterns in life. You know, the things that you're putting up with, or more specifically, what are you doing over and over again, expecting a different result? Okay? Look at that and be the change there. Three of Wands. Yeah, you're always expecting something good to happen, but what Spirit's telling me is, and good for you for assuming the best in others, but it doesn't happen here socially for you the way you hope it will, because you're not in the right environment. And it's a pattern that you have. When you follow, the main point of this message, when you follow the big wishes that you have for yourself in this lifetime and your energy that is sparked or ignited, or, you know, where you really feel inspired, when you follow that energy, it will lead you to your tribe. It will lead you to the social that you're hoping for that works out for you, okay? Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, this is a message to the Justice here. You've got to be investing in yourself and stop trying to be like everybody else. The Star, you get it twice. The big wishes here. Invest in the big wishes. Invest in that energy. Follow that energy instead of, I need to find an apartment. I need to find a home. You know, follow the, what are my big wishes in life? I really want to be, let's say, for example, a writer, and it requires you to travel to unique places in order to bring that experience to others who are comfortable where they are in an apartment, but who don't travel, let's say, just as an example. Then Spirit is saying, follow that energy that takes you to the areas that inspire you, or follow that flow of inspiration that will take you other places, because you'll meet like-minded people who are doing similar things, okay? And then there's less of a chaos or controversy in your life. Mixing it up with people who don't understand you, don't have the same goals in mind. Yeah, the Justice is to invest in yourself here and what inspires you. Ace of Cups, and then the rest falls into place. What inspires you? What's your next love? What do you love? What do you want to pursue? What does that mean? And also, think about it, and here's where our King of Swords comes into play with the strategy. Think about how all that equals something you can be doing that can also monetarily help you. Something that you do, like, for example, the writing and the experiences that you've had, and how that can help you monetarily as well. Queen of Pentacles, rather. Stay grounded here. No knee-jerk reactions. No, okay, well, I've got to do this because this is what society expects of me, or this is what everybody does. Stay grounded. Know thyself. Be very discerning. Ask yourself, have you been discerning enough about the situations you've chosen that haven't worked out? The sun, here's your happiness. Staying grounded and some of these tips we've talked about. I think this is a good read, Spirit. Thank you. Find the harmony within. And for some of you, there may be just one person that you can bond with, and that makes all the difference in the world. The Hierophant. Yeah, lean into your spirit team. That divine, who you consider a higher power for you spiritually, lean into that. Lean into that. And forgive yourself. Some of you are being really hard on yourself, harsh on yourself. Why can't I fit in? You're not meant to fit in, but be okay with that, because you're meant to fit in somewhere else is all there is really to that. Yeah, friendships on the rise. Favors from the divine, yeah. Promises. Wishes granted. Promises kept, with your divine team. But it's just a matter of strategizing a little bit better and following different energy. Not fit in energy, but following what inspires you. And then the other parts of this fall into place. Upgrade. Keep going. Keep going. You got this. Let's grab one charm here. Okay, what do we have? Oh, this is the Pegasus. And this is perfect because the Pegasus is an energy that keeps going, navigates. If they see a blockage, they navigate around it. They are someone that can be a problem solver on the fly, just never deterred, keeps moving, navigates around any barriers, never deterred. Yeah, that's a good way to end this reading. I hope this has been helpful. If you have a situation you're dealing with or you need advice right now, put it in the comments. This is a new segment for me that I'm doing because I feel like a lot of the experiences that we have can go across the board for many people, and many other people are experiencing this. So my idea here and thought and hope is to not only help the person who is leaving the comment, but to help others. And that's the way I feel about this channel as a whole. So if you have liked this message, it's been helpful, you like this new segment, please do contribute to it. And until next time, let's remember who we are. Let's remember our self-worth. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment so this channel can grow and I can reach others. And please do utilize the link below for Buy Me a Coffee if you feel inclined. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.